Hey guys, what's up? Game Pizza Boy here, host of the Pizza Party. Welcome back onto the channel. I hope you're all doing fabulous today. Welcome back on in. I am ready to do this video right now as kind of like a kind of small review of my time playing a certain game in particular that it just came out just yesterday. And I really wanted to kind of make this as like a review, but also a warning to those who are just about to hop on the game and to those who are just about to maybe buy the game. And that is Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection. This game, I and many others were so hyped for. It was definitely a pretty exciting title that a lot of us were ready to try and enjoy because it was basically both of the classic OG Battlefront games in one bundle to enjoy with some slightly graphical improvements, slightly. It still looks just like the same as it was originally, but it has some slight improvements, along with hopefully some improvements to maybe controls and some other gameplay related stuff and some little additional content, like the addition of Jabba's Palace and also Kit Fisto and Asajj Ventress as heroes and villains for Battlefront 2. And just overall, it was meant to be just this nostalgia trip. I would feel that like that for sure. But with the game coming out and the reviews that have been bombing the game completely, Aspyr has completely messed things up with the game for its main intentional reason, the multiplayer. So I'm going to go through this video and kind of give you my thoughts, tell you what I thought about the game so far, and I'm going to make this as kind of a definitive answer that is this game worth the $30, $35 in USD, by the way, I'm from the United States, of course, USD, to buy this game. As always, if you do enjoy the content here, you want to show your support, make sure you hit the like button, comment down below and tell me your thoughts about the game, if you've bought it or not, what are your thoughts about it, and how you feel about the situation. And make sure you don't forget to subscribe to show your support here to the channel. I would appreciate that. Now, let's get into it, and let me discuss exactly my issues and the many things that go on with the game, and I'll give you the answer. Is it worth to buy Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection? Now, before I start with anything bad, let me talk about some good things, at least about the game, that is still very entertaining about it and at least just still enjoyable. First of all, the gameplay is pretty much what you expect from the OG ones. It still feels just like what the OGs completely. I played briefly Battlefront 2 2004 on Xbox when it was free on Xbox Live Gold, and I generally enjoyed it a lot and found it very entertaining to play a lot. So when this was announced, I was really excited to try to both do the first and the second game, of course. And the gameplay, at least with the controls, so that still feel just the same as I expected it to be completely. Even when I was, after that, testing out on controller at one point after when I was finished streaming it, of course, and wanted to just see how it feels. It just feels kind of the same pretty much. The single player also is still quite entertaining. I genuinely enjoyed the single player especially the most. I had no doubts that it was going to be pretty entertaining, of course, because it just has everything we know for sure and more. But that's all I can say about that was good about the game. It's just that nostalgia trip. That's the only thing that's really good about it. And even then, so that doesn't really save the game completely from the issues that has plagued it. And now getting into some of the tough stuff is basically the multiplayer. Single player does fine completely, but the multiplayer is the issue where it's at. As you know, no matter if you are a big fan of the single player aspect more than the multiplayer, multiplayer is the main focal point that everyone has been looking forward to the most. Obviously, no doubt, everyone is trying to get on this for the multiplayer. It's a no-brainer that almost everyone who bought this game was looking forward just to do the multiplayer, because the multiplayer was going to have these updated, more better servers, hopefully, and have the extra content, and everyone get to enjoy it together and have some fun. Unfortunately, Aspyr has messed it up completely where it's become a buggy just mess. Now, during my time playing the multiplayer, I didn't have any performance issues whatsoever. I did adjust my settings to make sure there was no performance issues, no lag. I didn't really deal with really much terrible lag when I was doing multiplayer much at all or having any performance issues, but I did see quite a lot of bugs that I was seeing from time to time. There was like moments where my game would crash when I tried to do quick play or get into some big open lobbies. I had moments where I joined in games and they were already done, which is also kind of annoying to deal with. So it's like almost as if you can't really tell at all what to expect. when the game's about to end or something like that. Some of the controls are very weird too. Like if you try to assign certain buttons, some of them don't work. Like I tried to assign a few of them before, but it wouldn't work. It was just so weird. I had one bug, and I think a few people have encountered it, where sometimes when you try to respawn as another character, there's sometimes where you might get stuck in the respawn like timer where it will stop at 1 and it wouldn't put you back in the game. So I was like kind of stuck on that eternally until eventually the game was over, I believe, or until I just decided to quit the match. It was very strange for a bug right there. And it just, overall, it was not exactly as exciting. There were just not a lot of people to find a lot. The games were going by very quick. It just didn't feel as entertaining. And combined with the fact that there were plenty of people that said they have encountered a lot of performance issues and lag and stuff like that, it's very unfortunate that this is how it's becoming for the game as a whole. Now, I know this is typical in any game, like any game whatsoever. Like any game's launch will always have a fair share of problems and issues, and by all means, that's no doubt. I mean, we're all gonna see bugs and glitches and other related issues that will plague a game. But the problem about this one is that not only that this was just a remaster, this was a game. These are two games that have been out for like since the early 21st century. These guys came, like 2001, 2004, respectively. So the fact that they struggled to just get those games ported over to this into a bundle and then make it very easily updated with all the for all the newer equipment that we have in this day and age, and they messed that up, just shows that there really wasn't a lot of care brought into the hard work that was brought into for this game a lot, they just dropped the ball pretty much. They messed up. I'm speechless knowing that this is exactly what has happened with this game and what we're seeing demonstrated to everything that we've seen with gaming a lot. It sucks. It sucks that people paid a lot of money. Like, again, I don't, in my opinion, I don't think $35 is cheap, but not that expensive. At least I have the money, I can afford it. But there are plenty of people who can't afford that much money that easily. And the fact that I paid this much money for 2 ports of the same game, which you could buy for a cheaper price, even on Steam, for God's sake. And this is just PC related I'm talking about. I'm not talking about console, since I don't know how the console side of things are like, but I have heard people saying on console they've had some issues. But this is mostly Steam or PC wise in general. I've only heard like so many people have complaints about this problems with the game on PC on Steam. And if you look through all these reviews and you see the review of pretty much everything, just see everything that they're being reviewed about, it just amazes me how 2 of these classic games that fans have been loving for such a long time, that has made many childhoods so much for Star Wars fans, just get so wasted so badly from this. And obviously, due to many problems that goes on right now in the gaming industry, it's just been not the same for anyone. But it's also very worse for Star Wars fans. Star Wars fans especially gets it worse with all the canceled games many companies have done and just the many negative stuff that's happened. It's just unfortunate for fans of the Star Wars community. No one should have to deal with it. No one should have to see this happen. But, well, here we are. It's been wasted by what Aspyr has done to it. And I can only hope for the fact that things will get better for the game to make it worthwhile, because seeing this beloved franchise once again get the boot drop on them pretty badly right there, just because the developers did not look into very well into what they were working on for the game, and messed up probably one of the most key components of these 2 classic games, the multiplayer. Single player, I knew for sure was not going to mess up. I was for sure, after I read the reviews, that single player was going to be fine. And I was right. I played a few rounds of it during my stream that day. I played it and had a good time with it. Had no issues with single player whatsoever. No lag, no crashes, no problems and glitches. Just good old single player. But once again, multiplayer, as what to be expected in many of the games lately with live service or just in general multiplayer stuff, it just flopped. It just didn't work well. It didn't bring the same love that fans wanted or something that fans would want, and it just messed up. Now, one thing I will say, though, for anyone who is buying this game now or about to get this game, do I think that you should still try to enjoy this game if you want to enjoy it for the nostalgia? If you didn't care about the issues, you just want to try to enjoy it for the nostalgia. If you want to have fun with this game, go for it. It's your choice. It's your decision. It's your money. But I will warn you, though, from my point of view, with everything that's happening, and as much as I haven't refunded the game myself, because I don't do a lot of refunding, I don't do that, in my opinion, too often. It's really rare for me to refund games, but it's also rare for me to pre-order games, usually as a late. I would highly recommend refunding your game now or don't buy it. It's not worth to get this game right now. It is not worth it. This game completely messed up and dropped the ball for fans, and I don't see it going to be any better unless they can work on it. And who knows? Maybe they will work on it. Maybe they will fix some things. But as long as they decide to do so or not, one thing for certain is, though, will it be worth it still? I have no idea. And frankly, I think a lot of people now just don't care now, knowing that once again, another Star Wars game in the form of these OG classics are now been once again tarnished and just completely scuffed as a whole for Star Wars fans, leaving pretty much another negative, bad taste in people's mouths because of this. So yeah, the single player obviously is fantastic and fun, nostalgic. And the gameplay is always good as always. The controls do have some issues when setting up button mapping, but it's still really entertaining and so easily to be used. And the graphics, while still pretty much the same, do have some slight improvements with some graphical issues I've noticed lately when I get on multiplayer. But everything else except for the multiplayer is fine. But the multiplayer being the most key importance of this game being all messed up, it just ruined the hype for this game. It ruined it. It messed everything up. And I just don't see this come back very easily now. It's just a complete chaotic mess, as I said. It's just not worth it to get this game, unfortunately. So, my final conclusion. Do I think this game, Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection, is worth it? Do I think it lives up to the fans' expectations? Do I think that it is representing of everything what a Star Wars fan would enjoy? No. At least for PC. Console, I have no idea. But PC, but still, in general, no. It is not living up to the hype and expectation for fans. It is not what fans wanted. It is not the game we all have seen in the OG classics. Maybe someday the game will get improved. Aspyr might mention some and sooner or later and probably will fix something. Maybe. I don't know. I'm no game developer or publisher. I can't say for certain. I don't work with Aspyr, but who knows if Aspyr will even do anything about it. And even if they do, if it will even benefit. But right now, Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection is not worth the game. I would recommend don't get the game, even as much as if you are a big nostalgic fan or someone who's new who wants to give it a try. Don't get it. Please, save your money. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. I just wanted to make this short little review and kind of rant situation. I have nothing else to say for certain, and except for just this. I do hope things do get better. I do hope things will improve, but it's been a pretty rough time for Star Wars fans and gamers alike, so I have no idea what the future may hold. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope hopefully things will get better soon for the game. You all have a good rest of your day. Take care, my friends. I'm your host, Gaming Pizza Boy, host of the Pizza Party, and I will see you guys next time. Have a good rest of your day, my friends. Take care.